Manifesting that this message finds exactly who needs to hear it. I just keep hearing that you've won. You have won over the people who tried to talk down on you, over the people who tried to be in competition with you. I'm also getting the sense that like there have been so many people who acted as if you were no competition, like they had nothing to worry about with you. Not that you were necessarily even coming after the same thing that they wanted, but it's just that's how little they thought of you. And you're winning over that. You are transitioning into a whole new era of your life. I keep seeing like the curtain closing, like the curtain closing on the stage of the life that you were resonating with before. The level to which you resonated before has completely shifted. You have elevated to whole new levels. There's a lot here about a mother wound that I'm picking up. It could be literally like mother wound, maybe grandmother, something to do with like the feminine side of your ancestry, though, is coming through really strongly. Where you maybe through this relationship, through this connection, had questioned what it meant to be loved and to love, because obviously, you know, your parents, your caretaker, especially the mother connection, is kind of like our first exposure to love. And so when that gets misconstrued or isn't pure, there's a lot of confusion and a lot of unlearning and a lot of unshedding that you have to go through throughout your life, because that is, again, like your first exposure to love. And so I'm picking up that a lot of you had a misconstrued idea of what love actually meant, what it meant to feel and be given love, especially. Like, I feel like you have been mostly the one providing love, always wanting to give it, always wanting to be the one who is supporting and providing for others, but being really hesitant about receiving that in return. I feel like this is shifting for you now, though, where you're able to finally receive. You've done a lot of the healing work behind this. You've made some difficult decisions around where you've been spending your time, how you've been viewing your situation, how you've been viewing yourself, what it is that you deserve, what it is that you've been working towards has changed as well. I feel like a lot of you recently started going after goals and aspirations that you never would have expected to go after, because again, you've been talked down and belittled for so much of your life that you kind of felt like you were in this like little box. And you've finally broken out of that box. You've finally expanded to new horizons, to new experiences where you started to recognize like, wait a minute, I have more potential than I realized. Let me start moving in this direction. How can I make this work for myself? How can I, and it's not even like, I'm getting the sense that you're not doing it for these people that hurt you at all. It's not like you're doing things out of spite necessarily. Maybe there's like a layer of that, I guess, but this really feels like you came to terms with who you really are, recognizing that you did have this warped perception about how you viewed yourself, how you viewed others. Again, like how you viewed love is really coming through. And because you've healed this wound, because you've really worked on this aspect of yourself, learned how to give yourself that pure, unconditional love, learned how to connect with your spirituality, God, universe, the divine, to feel that unconditional love, that true, pure source. Because of that connection, because of that work that you've done, you're moving into so much abundance, so much stability being presented. It's almost like you're going to be getting offers that you just never would have expected, maybe like last year or a couple years ago, because again, you just were not viewing yourself in the same light as somebody who would receive these types of things. And that again has shifted to where you're actually recognizing, wait a minute, why wouldn't I be able to receive something amazing like that? I am a good person. I deserve this blessing. I deserve these things. You've really shifted that mindset. And sure, there are times where it feels like your past wounds come back up, your past pains come back up, and you start to doubt, or when things aren't coming in, when you thought that they were coming in, you start to kind of be like, okay, wait, maybe this isn't true. Maybe I'm not actually moving in the direction that I thought I was. You'll have those moments of doubt. But I feel like recently you have finally really like stood your feet firm in the ground to say, no, I know more now and there's no going back. It's kind of like once you reach this level of understanding of yourself, understanding of the world, understanding of your upbringing, understanding of all of the wounds that you have carried over the course of your life. Once you reach a certain level of understanding, it's like you can't unlearn those things. And so you have reached this heightened awareness of all of the aspects that have brought you to exactly where you are now, where again, you're able to move forward in a new direction, receive things that you never would have previously imagined receiving. And I do sense that you are falling into something that is going to feel stable. You're building new foundations, you're building new ways to make money, you're building more financial success, but also more emotional fulfillment, happier surroundings with the people you're spending your time with, feeling like there is this energy of collaboration rather than, again, this belittling or feeling out of place, or feeling like you don't really have a place to stand with certain people, like you don't have a seat at the table. This is shifting to where your opinion is going to be the one that people are asking for. Your presence is the one that is going to be requested in these new groups, in these new environments, whether this be work, relationships, whatever it is that resonates for you. But you have received so much wisdom over this course of your journey. Again, healing that mother wound, healing the wound around love, healing the wound around self, deprecation, choosing to speak to yourself differently. And this is allowing you to start moving in a new direction that is going to require a lot of consistency. I do sense that whatever this new chapter is, the curtain has closed, maybe you're going into act 2 or starting a whole new play altogether. Whatever this new chapter is, this new play that you're putting on for your life, not only are you going to be the star and you're going to be center stage, making the calls, directing the way that things go in your life, I also get the sense that you're going to have a lot of work ahead of you, but it's work that you're looking forward to. It is work that feels aligned. It is work that you feel valuable doing. Whereas before, maybe you were forced to do certain tasks, forced to, be, act, or seem a certain way. I feel like that is shifting to where, like, this work that you're going to do is something that you look forward to. It's like getting up and wanting to go to work, getting up and like feeling impassioned because you feel like you're exactly where you need to be, feeling like your opinions matter, feeling like the people around you care about you and want you around, that again, your presence is desired. And I feel like, again, this is a very stark shift from where you've been in the past, where you feel like you've had to kind of win over people, convince them of your worth, convince them that you deserve love, that you deserve, respect, all of these things. It's shifting to where you're not going to have to ask about this. You're not going to have to request this from these people, because you're going to be emitting an energy that demands it. And anybody who doesn't provide that to you is easily going to be filtered out of your life. And so you kind of elevated to this new place where you're only allowing that energy that sees you for who you truly are, for who you've worked so hard to becoming, to, again, shedding all of these negative past beliefs, all these limiting beliefs, all of these things that made you feel trapped. You're finally expanding and becoming this heightened new version of yourself, and that's bringing in offers from every direction. New opportunities await you. A new era in your life is literally beginning now. Get ready to close the curtain on the past, because this future is so bright and beautiful, and I can't wait to see what that looks like for you.